Hey there, pop-up people. I'm here to show you how to do some gems and a diamond and how to do the shading of those two. So what we're going to do is first I'm going to draw with this black pen. I'm going to do the shapes of all the different types. Then I'm going to do the shading. And so what I recommend is that you use color pencil and then get, switch this around, a light value and a dark value of whatever color you want to do. Yellow I wouldn't recommend. It doesn't really show up that good. Alright, so I'm going to put these to the side and show you just how to draw the shapes first. You can use a ruler if you want, but I'm just going to go freehand. Alright, so first one I'm going to do is the diamond. So I'm going to do the top of it first. So it's a short with two little lines that come out, and then just connect those. Then I'm going to make a big V underneath. Like that. Then I'm going to start up in this top corner and I'm going to do a zigzag and have it end up at that corner. So I'm going to start where this point is and go down to that point. And do the same from this point to there. That is the diamond shape. Pretty simple. You can make it bigger and more elaborate once you try it, but I'm just going to keep it simple right now. And I'm going to do more like a gem type of a shape. Alright, so I'm going to start with this upside down V. Two straight lines down. And then a V to close it off. And I'm going to do on the inside a V, pretty much the same thing I just did, but smaller on the inside. Now I just want to connect these points. And that's it. Okay, let's try triangle. And then do a small triangle in the center. This one's pretty simple. And then connect. I'm going to do one more over here, more of like a crystal. So I'm going to start with a line like that. And two little like arms. Then below here, I'm going to do the same thing but a flipped version of it. Now let's connect these points. So connect that. Now I'm going to make a big V on the top. And then one on the bottom. Last thing we do is we connect from this point to the top of the little triangle shape we have going here. And then that one. See, this one's more like crystal. And then do the same for the bottom. There. All right, so that should be a good amount for us to work with here. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the shading. So if you look here, it's not all just colored in the same. The light is refracting and going in all different directions. So we've got darker places and others, lighter places and others. And so you kind of want to mix it up with the shading. So let's start with some pink. I'm going to do the diamond first. So I'm going to start with this lighter value. So you have a darker and a lighter. I'm going to start with my lighter. And I'm just going to pick one side, color, and then I'm just going to have it fade off and keep it light here. I want to pick little random places to have the highlights. So right now it's really subtle, but then when I go in with the darker value, it will give it more punch. So for this, I'm going to have it be darker on this side, lighter here. This time I'll do it in the opposite. This one, I think I'm just going to fill the whole thing. Some of them won't have white in it. So it's really subtle. So now I need to go in with my darker value. And wherever it's darker, I'm just going to go over, start with more pressure and then put less pressure. And just have it kind of blend into the color I have there already. So just go into each section, find where you had it darker before and make it even darker. If you find you have a hard time controlling the blending, you can always practice over here or on a scrap piece of paper, figure out how you can control the different shading like that. So you want it to be gradual. You don't want to have like a real defined line. I don't know if there are pink diamonds out there, but we're drawing, we can make it whatever we want. Sure. So you can see how there's some little whiter areas, and that's what gives it this sort of shiny look to it. So I'm just going to do the other ones real quick. So let's try purple this time. I'm going to make this darker at the bottom. There. Now we'll get the darker. So you can see the darker color shows up better. That's what I was saying. I wouldn't recommend using yellow. Okay, that's good. I'm going to do the, let's see, I'm going to do this one in purple and that one in pink. Let's just stick with those, but you could always mix up the colors whatever you want. You can even do multicolor. You can make it like a rainbow gem. Why not? A lot of these things I'm doing live are the kind of thing that you can do is just a doodle. You're sitting around, good practice for shading for anything. All right, let's try this giant one. So you can see how I'm just sort of picking random places that have darker and some places lighter. Now I switch to my darker. And I'm wrapping up with this last big crystal. That's really it. That is how you draw gems, diamonds, and whatnot, and then shade them in. Thanks for joining me for our little drawing class today. Hope to see you again.